Hello and welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Musings of a Pudding Brain. I'm Adam.
Hey everybody, it's Remy.
And this week we are diving into A Good Man Goes to War. Originally premiered on June 4th of 2011. Casting on it was Matt Smith as the Doctor, Karen Gillan as Amy, Arthur Darvill as Rory, and Alex Kingston as the ever sexy River Song.
Alex Kingston. Oh, man. They could not have picked a better person to play River Song.
Seriously, we've been waxing poetic on this for like 4 weeks now.
I just really like Alex Kingston. Like in everything that I've seen her in, which isn't much, but like...
Have you not watched ER?
You know, I actually didn't get into ER that much. I do remember episodes that she was in. Like, yeah. I remember more episodes that had her in it than Goose.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Even though, like, he was there from, like, pretty much the beginning.
They were also married.
In real life?
No, the characters.
In the show?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
So, I don't know how you're like, I've seen more episodes with her than with him.
I don't know.
But they always ran into each other.
I never watched it when it was new episodes going on. It was like after in syndication, like TNT or whatever. Just
oh wow, yeah, I remember those days when TNT would pretty much have everything from like NBC of almost a decade earlier.
Yeah,
back in the days when basic cable was all about syndication.
Yep,
I remember those days.
I also remember.
I'm so old.
I also remember TNT late night with some weird cowboy dude. And it was like they would show like really bad movies, like horror movies. Although they did show in Invasion of the Body Snatchers or like Invasion of the Pod People or something like that, and Thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thing is a classic.
It's a good one.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, so clearly this was it was the last episode of the season. The season, half the season, whatever you want to talk. It was a finale of sorts.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like when Walking Dead takes like their mid-season break.
Yes, exactly. So clearly in the beginning you get a bunch of running into each other. You know, the Doctor's collecting everyone. Mm-hmm. People that owed him favors.
Yep.
Which I didn't like. It is kind of weird to see who he chose to be part of this. You're like, okay, well, I guess we'll take Strax, who's a nurse.
Yeah, but he's a warrior. Like, he's just not going to stop.
True.
Like, little potato dude is going to fire, and then like once his weapon runs out of ammo, he's just going to like throw the weapon at somebody, and then just fight to the death hand to hand. He doesn't care.
True. Even though he does lament at some point about being injured, and he's like, this isn't as fun.
Yeah. And it's like, well, just kill me now. I'm 12. I've had a long life.
Like, no. You got some more years to go.
Yeah.
So we figure out we truly figure out who Madame Kavorian is. Mm-hmm. You know, the Amy's avatar. You did find that out earlier, but this is where it really cements in what they had been doing with that.
Yeah, they explain it all.
Yep. We finally meet for the first time officially, we meet Melody Pond.
Yep.
And then we get, in my opinion, one of the most badass mofo moments from Rory and the Doctor. Kind of their team up moment.
Oh my God. He's like, I have a question and I have a statement. Was that it?
I have a question and the Doctor has a statement.
And he's like, what is it? It's like, and like all these ships just blow up behind him. And he's like, that's a statement. I want to know where my wife is. And it was like, oh, snap. Like, that's some, like, classic, like, John Woo, Bad Boys. Like,
I just like the fact that he pauses. And he's like, do I need to repeat the question?
Yeah. I mean, you can't get more, badass than that. It was perfect.
It was awesome.
Yeah. And, like, he's dressed up like a centurion again.
Yeah. He's like, no, I put my battle armor on.
Yep. Yeah, he's got his battle rattle.
Yes. And then we find out, we've got the Rory asking River to join, and her actually saying that she can't be there for it.
Oh, somebody left there.
Sorry, I forgot my phone.
Shame.
Hold on, let me hit mute on that. There we go.
2 points taken away from Gryffindor.
Good thing I'm not with Gryffindor.
Nah, I don't fucking know. I don't care either.
But yeah, we get that cool moment. I don't know if it was. I know that we had met the church
Yes.
at that point, the papal mainframe.
Mm-hmm.
But here we see more of it. It's bigger.
Yeah. You also, how to put this? You're not exactly sure of like exactly when it's happening.
Exactly.
So this could be like way further in the future than the first time we meet them when
Yes.
with the Weeping Angels, or it could have been, further ahead or further back. You're never quite sure. And they don't explain it, which is fine. It could be like, and they're also kind of mercenaries, aren't they?
Well, it's an army.
Yeah.
It's an army for the church,
Yeah.
and that's what they do now. At that point.
Yeah. So I mean, it could have been a faction of some sort.
Yes.
So.
We also meet. This is even before the opening music. We also meet the headless monks for a quick second.
Mm-hmm.
Jenny and Madame Vastra.
Yes.
Which you realize even at that moment that there's a relationship between them, especially after watching this past season. You realize just how strong their relationship truly is. But in that,
are you talking about the newest season?
Yes.
Yeah.
Season 8. But even back at this episode, you realize that there was a connection between them.
Oh,
that was more than Jenny working for Madame Vastra.
Yeah.
I
kind
of some playful notes going on there.
I do like seeing them. I hope to see them again.
Oh, same here.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people on.
We're never getting friggin' K9 back, so give us something.
We need the playful banter from somebody.
Yeah.
We of course meet Strax.
Yes.
Who I absolutely like the fact that his nursing comes first, and then his warrior side is second.
But it's kind of cool just because when you see him, he's on the battlefield, but he did something wrong, and as punishment, he has to be the nurse for the enemy.
Yeah,
which
for
is
everyone.
Yeah, which is kind of cool concept when you think about it. I mean, like whether or not it's a punishment or whatever, but and he fulfills his duties to the best of his abilities.
Yes,
but that's something you never really hear about in any science fiction when it comes to a warrior culture, and that's a pretty cool concept. I can get behind that.
Yeah, the fact that he, his goodbye is, I hope one day to meet you on the field of battle and kill you.
Yeah,
it was just like, you too, Strax. You weird little potato. Then we get the whole River Song not being able to be there for this.
Yes.
And the first time I saw that, I was like, this is a woman who has wanted to be there for all of these major events. And now she's saying no? What's going on? I mean, and then we find out later in the episode why. Because it really would have probably messed up a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
But, and then we get there's so much awesome stuff that happens in this. This entire episode for me was such a roller coaster emotionally.
This was like the Michael Bay of Doctor Who episodes.
Yeah.
It wasn't, it's over the top, but not sickening so, and there's still a great storyline.
There's moments where you there's moments where you cheer and then you laugh
and then you
cry.
Yep.
And then you start cheering again.
Or you're just yelling furiously because you don't know what to do anymore.
My emotions are so confused.
So many emotions.
I joke, it was a feels trip. But the surprise entrance from the Doctor up on that stage.
Yep.
Just straight, listening to them talk about how much he's the enemy.
Yeah.
And then he's just throws the hood back and he's like, surprise, point your guns at me if it makes you feel safer. And everyone's just right away, guns up. And he's like, oh, okay.
Oh, oops.
But yeah, it showed that he is a trickster.
Yeah.
He's going to trick the enemy, his enemy, because sometimes his enemy is not always the enemy, but he tricks them into undoing themselves.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this theme also harkens back to Pandorica Opens. Mm-hmm. That people fear the Doctor. And it's just one of those that, like, as a fan for so many years, you're like, why would anyone fear the Doctor? And then you realize that it's people who have stood against him. And then they slowly, over decades, years, whatever.
Centuries, a millennia or two, like, they gain power and they are perceived as, like, the decent ones.
Yeah. And then because of his misalignment with them, he is the enemy. Yeah. And they build forces against him.
It's kind of like, whoever wins the battle writes history.
Exactly.
Winners write history.
It depends on which side you're on. That's what your history. For us, our history was the Doctor's always the good guy.
Yep.
So, I mean, clearly you're seeing the theme of, is the Doctor actually a good person, starting to show up around this time. Near the end of Matt Smith's run, well, I mean, actually about halfway through his run, you start seeing that theme popping up more and more often. And then we get it clearly in Capaldi's run, where he's just like, am I a good person? He's like, I do a lot of bad things. There's a lot of blood on these hands. Yeah. And it was cool to see the monks and the Marines suddenly just go head to head against each other.
I thought what was cool was, in the beginning, before you see him, you see members of the army. You see the girl.
Yep.
And then you see the fat one and the skinny one. And, like, that was, like, I remember when I first saw that, it was, like, the funniest thing, because, like, at this point, when did this premiere again?
2011.
I'm trying to think. I got out the Marine Corps in 2008. I want to say at this time, Don't Ask, Don't Tell was repealed around this time.
Somewhat.
Yeah, maybe it was
exactly
2012.
when.
And, like, I was happy when it happened. But it's kind of funny because, like, if there was like a male couple and, the fat one and the skinny one, it's literally how it would play out. It's just like, he's a fat one, I'm the skinny one. Do you guys have names? It's like, we're the only gay couple married on this boat, on this ship or whatever. He's skinny, I'm fat. We don't have names. He's a skinny one, I'm the fat one.
Yeah. It really comes down to that. You're like, nope, makes sense.
Yep. And for me, it's just like, it's one of those things, it's kind of like military humor.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just like, you take what you got and you gripe, but you gripe in a way to make it funny just to get through it all. And I thought that was pretty on point.
Yeah. I liked the fact that there was so much mystery about the headless monks right up into the reveal of them not having a head.
Yeah.
You were just like, don't look under the hood. Don't, they cannot be swayed. They said that all the doubts are in your head. And it's just like, there. And then, then there's the playful image of the door sliding shut. And it's just like, yeah, the dude lost his head.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's just kind of cool that, they are a society that, or a creature, if you will. They're clearly human, or of
human descent.
Bipedal.
All right, yeah.
They're humanoid, with no head. That's just creepy.
Very much so.
Especially the way it looks like
it's just like tied off
balloon.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's really creepy. And you're like, oh.
So they're like a tied off balloon or like a tied off umbilical cord.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to touch that.
It's like, secretly, you just want to reach up and be like,
yeah.
You're like, keep the sword away from me.
But
like, so creepy.
You just got, I think that was great. You just got everybody running around and so much going on, and it all comes together. And not the prettiest of packages, but a nicely wrapped one.
It comes together like his plan on how to infiltrate and take over Demon's Run.
Yep.
Happens really fast. Like, you've got the excuse me. Whew.
Well, this episode was still just an hour long, right? Or was it?
Yeah.
Okay. This is one of those episodes they should have switched out to an hour and a half special and like just
Stretched out the
that
battle for taking over.
Yeah, that whole part.
Yeah,
Other than
because
that, it was,
that wrapped up really fast.
yeah. I mean, like there was a lot of ground to cover with storyline, and I thought they did everything great. But like, if they had more time for the takeover, it would have been a lot cooler.
Okay, all right. I mean, it made sense because all the Marines had to put down their weapons.
Yeah.
And then everyone showed up and went, "Now we're here. Now, just
Put them down. Just put them down.
just walk away.
Yep.
Just walk away."
You don't want to be here for this.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it came down to. How much of a baby were you when? Because I'll admit it, I cried like a little girl when Amy and Rory were reunited.
I kept my poker face on.
Really?
Outside. Inside, it was just like, oh my god, they're back together, they're back together, they're back together. Ah!
And there's the little bit, and there's melody right there.
Yep. Sorry for all the coughing, folks.
Yeah, lots of allergies this week.
Yeah. All our shows for the next, I'm guessing, 2 weeks, and hopefully not.
Probably.
And hopefully not any longer than that. And like some of us are gonna have a stuffy nose and whatnot.
Yeah. But for me, it was before Rory even entered the room. I was like, nope, it's happening. All right. Well, luckily my roommates are not around to witness this. And even though I've seen this episode like 6 times,
Yep.
every single time I'm like, okay, right in the feels.
I'm a little verklempt.
Okay, I gotta take a moment.
Why
Oh God.
Why can't I have that?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So some of us have relationship issues.
Mostly, I'm not gonna get into it.
Lack of.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah. It was just one of those that like, and then you get like, so you've got the crying going on for you.
Yep.
You got that emotion welling up, and then the Doctor and Rory need to make a joke in the middle of it. It's like, damn you guys. Damn you for making me laugh while I'm feeling sad and happy because you're reunited. Just stop it.
What was
Too
the,
much.
What was the joke?
It was about how manly a Roman is, crying, holding his child. The Doctor's just like, it's okay.
I like the whole permission to hug.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's stuff like that.
Which was like, that was like one of the best nods of like any doctor showing respect to any male companion, because like the male companions get screwed over.
Yeah, they do.
So bad.
Yeah, they do.
Every
Except for
single
Captain
time.
Jack.
Yeah. Well, he
doesn't really get screwed up.
no, he's also not a real companion, but he wouldn't mind screwing around.
Yeah. Getting a little, wait, nope, never mind. Moving on. So, I don't know. Where am I going to go with this one? How am I going to segue into the next section that I want?
Just do it.
The weirdest moment when the Doctor is literally tucking in his future wife.
Oh, yes. When you realize that. Yeah.
Yes.
Ugh. I know. I mean, it's in his crib. In his own crib.
In his own crib, too. It's just like, really? The only thing, there was a moment in that, though, where Rory and Amy ask the Doctor if he has any kids, and he avoids the question.
Yeah.
Like, he's straight up there. There's a pause and an avoidance of the question. And I'm like, it's too hard for him right now.
Yeah.
Like, he's having a moment where he's like, I have to give to these two because it hurts me too much to remember.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. Will they ever explain? Because Susan was his granddaughter.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wait.
His kids.
Now you're going back further than I'm aware of.
Okay, so first episode, original companion is Susan, the Doctor's granddaughter.
Oh, okay.
She eventually decides to stay someplace.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. And that was but actual granddaughter. So the Doctor clearly had children. Yep. Where are they?
Who knows? Maybe they went back to Gallifrey to fight.
Okay, cool. I would like to know a little bit about their story.
Yeah, maybe it'll happen.
Maybe when Gallifrey comes back.
Maybe it'll happen. I mean, like, maybe with the War Doctor or Capaldi is older, so like fit in the role of like, oh, I'm still your grandfather. I don't have the same face, but I'm old. I'm older looking.
Time Lords recognize each other no matter the face.
Yeah, that is true.
Except for the Master. No one seems to recognize him until the last possible second. And they're like, oh, you were the Master the entire time. And he's like, yeah. How did you not recognize me? I was saying I'm the Master.
Oh, the one episode, I forget who was a doctor at the time, but when he was an older man, and it was like at the end of time. Or
there's a reason for that. It's the fob watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you lock away every memory of you being a Time Lord into that,
you're almost not a Time Lord anymore.
You're not.
Yeah.
Time Lords can't recognize you as other Time Lords. And for some strange reason, no one can actually recognize the Doctor has a tough time recognizing the Master in a new form. Missy. He should have been like right away and been like, I know who you are. And he's like, no, who are you? Anyway, so we get a really weird moment out of Madame Kavorian later on in the episode where she gloats to the Doctor about tricking him and then doing it twice over. And the worst part of that is the fact that he has no idea what she's talking about. She tricks him and then tricks him again the exact same way. And it's not until a little bit later that he finally figures that out. And you get the most heart-wrenching moment ever.
Yeah, I was pretty pissed seeing what happened. Yeah, I was pretty pissed when I saw what happened to Rory, and like the baby just turned to that white pile of goop.
Amy?
Yeah, Amy. That one. Exactly.
Rory was stabbing people.
Turned into that white pile of goop. And I was just like, no!
In her arms?
Oh.
That was so disgusting.
It looked like room temperature yogurt.
Yeah. First of all, it was absolutely disgusting to have that happen in your arms. And then absolutely heart-wrenching because you know that at that moment she's like, this isn't my baby. And at the same time, oh my God, what's happening to my baby?
Yeah. Like
both of those are going through her head. And that's why she's just like, there's nothing she can do. And she's just screaming for Rory. It was just, I'm not even a parent. And I was just like, my heart was just being torn out of my chest.
Yeah. I
was like, nope, can't handle too much. And then you, of course, then you, of course, you find out that the baby's Melody Pond is actually safe-ish.
Yeah,
because she's
alive.
Yeah, she's alive. She's been taken by Madame Kavorian. But the gloating, when will an antagonist in Doctor Who or science fiction in general not do that?
Never.
I know it's cool. I know it's a wonderful theatrical device. Yes. And you do kind of need the bad guy to reveal their plot. But sometimes it stretches on. And I don't know. It was just one of those that I was like, I don't really like it.
I mean, for me, it didn't bother me so much because it just tied back into the title of the episode.
True.
You know, when a good man goes to war and whatnot. And like the name, and one of the best parts, because Doctor Who overall is just rife with like some amazing speeches and monologues and everything. Like the best one, well, there was like 2 or 3 in this episode, but the best one,
he does have a couple of them,
was just like, do you know why this place is named Demon's Run? And it's just like, oh, I got it up right here.
Okay.
Yeah. Demons run when a good man goes to war. Night will fall and drown the sun when a good man goes to war. Friendship dies and true love lies. Night will fall and the dark will rise when a good man goes to war. Demons run but count the cost. The battle's won but the child's lost when a good man goes to war. And that was like River Song, like explaining everything.
Her voiceover on it was
it was so
much
good.
Action going on, things blowing up, people getting hurt. Everything is going bad at that one moment.
Yep.
And it's just her calm voice right over the top of it.
But it's just like how, like, even with all that stuff going on, like part of me was just like, oh, it's in the end, it's gonna, we're gonna get some resolution and it's gonna be okay because like demons run when a good man goes to war. It's just like, you know, so good.
Yeah.
Just and like, oh, and General Runaway, that made me laugh.
The thing that I loved during that scene where the doctor's telling General Runaway to order the runaway, the moment where she's like, you know, you won't really do it, you won't really harm anyone because you're a good man, and that's when he turned and he goes, "Good men don't need rules. Do you want to find out today why I need so many?"
Yeah.
And it's just like, once again, back to the theme of the doctor's not really a nice person.
No. He's just had to do what he had to do.
But he helps more often than not.
Yeah.
And you're like, he's in season 8, you saw it a lot more. It was, you find out that the doctor is the one who has to make that bad decision. Mm-hmm. He puts it upon himself to make the decision of who's going to be sacrificed. Someone's going to die in this. Mm-hmm. Who's willing to say, yes, I'll do that? And I'm going to try to convince everyone here to do that. So, I mean, then you get River finally showing up after that. And the reveal that she does between her and Melody to the doctor first. Because all she really does at first is just like, just look. And he looks, and then that like look of absolute giddiness pops up over his face. And he like does a little dance, runs back to the TARDIS, and then pokes his head out, and he's just like, "Oh, River, make sure that Amy and Rory get home. Yeah, check. Yeah, okay, good, bye." And just straight up walks away.
Yep.
And you're like, especially since, you know, Amy's just lost Melody. Mm-hmm. Rory's pissed because River decided to show up at the end of it.
Yep.
No one knows what's going on. And I mean, Amy pulls a gun on her.
Yeah.
It takes a little while because like, when she finally is just like, okay, no, look at your child's name. She's like, I know my child's name. Don't you talk to me about my child's name. I'm going to put this gun to your head. You destroyed everything. Why are you even here? Blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, and then, she's like, no, they don't have a word for pond. All they have is rivers. And she really looks at it again, and it comes out as river, and then flips it over song.
Yep.
And it was just like,
oh, I saw that. I'm just like, oh my god! Like head, boom, explode, gone.
I was like,
headless monk.
Yep.
That's what I look like.
Yep. It was a wonderful reveal.
Yeah.
Because it was touching. You know, you've got Amy and Rory suddenly just being like, "You've been hanging on to this. You know that." We've been wanting to
the entire time,
but that goes back to a moment where her storyline is backwards.
Yeah.
So the previous couple of times that we've seen her now, she's already revealed to Amy and Rory in her head.
Yeah.
But to them, they don't know. So yeah, that's where it gets all kind of timey-wimey going.
Wibbly wobbly. Yeah.
You get a moment where you realize that to her, these are mom and dad. Like, as far as we've known so far, she's been acting like, that she just knows them very well. But they have no idea who she is. And from now on, they know her, but she won't know them.
So cool.
Yeah. Yeah,
I know what happens in the next episode that has River's song, and I want to say so much right now, but I'm going to wait until next week, and it's going to be.
I kind of wish we had done a double one, but there wasn't a need for it.
Yeah, because when so the episode after this that has River's song is Let's Kill Hitler or Let's Kill Hitler,
and it's the very next episode.
Yeah.
Too.
However, they don't segue into each other when you watch them back to back too well, like for our purposes. That's which is why we broke them up in the middle.
Yes. Anyway, we're gonna start wrapping it up here.
Yeah,
it's a short episode.
It is. I mean, like
these things happen.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Rating.
4.9.
Wow. Okay. This lately, I've been giving it more points than you. Now I'm giving it less. 4.7.
Okay.
What are your reasons?
Okay. It's kind of hard to come across a perfect episode.
True.
honestly, like 4.5, 4.7 is a bit more better, is a better score because of, like how I said earlier, in the middle when they're taking over the space station Demon's Run, it would have been a lot cooler if that segment was longer.
Okay.
They
Alright.
edited it and squeezed it and squished it down in a really good way, and it worked out really nicely. It just would have been cooler to stretch that out a little bit.
Yeah.
Just as far as like watching it,
I would have liked to see a
Yeah.
longer battle there, and then the pause, and then another battle.
yeah. I mean, the way they did it, it was very it as a viewer, it was easy to swallow.
Yes.
You know,
You
'cause
were just like, okay,
it
cool.
was edited.
Moving on.
It was edited really nice, and then just on to the next one, so the pace and the action was kept up. But just to draw that out and like see a little bit more of it would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
But-
No, I don't know if I've actually said this or not, but Matt Smith right now is my number 2 doctor. Tom Baker is my number 1.
You got number 3?
We'll see how well Peter Capaldi keeps going.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I don't really count the current doctor in with my rankings,
I mean, he.
just because the story's still going on.
Yeah.
Once his run is over, then I can judge the run as a whole.
Yeah.
And I really enjoy Matt. Matt was a very fun, playful person on screen. So I was like, oh, I like this. At the same time, had a very theatrical like way of being.
Yeah.
So I was like, I like that, especially since Tom kind of had that as well. But he wasn't over the top. It was very, quiet. But that's why I like Tom better than Matt. But Matt always will end up, his episodes get a little bit higher rating than others, just cuz. So, as I said earlier, total feels trip this entire time.
Yep.
I went from cheering to crying to laughing to rinsing and then repeating without even an emotional palate cleanser. It was just
Did you lather?
I didn't even get to lather. It was just suddenly pile on, and rinse, repeat, start over again. I'm like, okay, keep going. But and because of that, it was very fun.
Yeah.
It was an emotional roller coaster. You got all the cool things that were Doctor Who without having to like cheapen any of them. It was just like, here's a whole lot of story that's going on. Everything weird is happening. This is going to be the highest mark and the lowest mark for the Doctor at the exact same time.
Yeah.
And you saw it. You saw him as the hero, and at the same time you saw him as the villain. But you saw him as a villain because of
Others' perception of him.
yeah.
But you
Because
also see like what he was able to do.
Very true.
To gain that kind of reputation.
Yeah. And you see why he would have a reputation as a bad person.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is kind of once again where we start seeing the theme of, is the Doctor a good person? Is he a bad person? What is he?
I would say he's always in the moral gray, just leans.
He's an idiot
towards
with a
the-
blue box who's just traveling the universe.
Fair enough.
Capaldi said it best. Anyway, so next week we'll be back. Let's kill Hitler.
Oh my god, I can smell the Chinese food that we bought.
I can't smell anything.
I just started smelling it now.
I can't smell anything.
I want an egg roll.
Anyway, you guys, everyone out there, stay awesome. Have a great week. Follow us on Twitter. It's at 01pod. That's 1 POD. And the same thing over on SoundCloud. And on Facebook, we are the 01 Podcast Group. Give us a like, follow us, poke us, have fun. Remy, have a great week.
You could totally poke me. I could use a poking.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Have a great week, everyone.